Sharknado goes to New York, but there's two of them. Oh boy, Ian Zierick is back as Finn, with Tara Reid, of course, and this film starts on a plane heading from LA to New York, and Kelly Osbourne makes a cameo, and so do a bunch of people. We've got Will Wheaton, who played the villain, well, you could say villain in Rent-A-Pal, which I reviewed not too long ago. You can go check out that review as well. Favorite horror film of 2020. And he plays a cameo in here, and like I said, Kelly Osbourne. We got Billy Ray Cyrus playing a cameo in here as well as a doctor, who I didn't recognize. I got the country voice, and I'm like, this guy is clearly a country singer. I don't recognize Billy Ray Cyrus's face very well, because he always looks different. He's one of those guys. He's even in what's it called? Mulholland Drive. He has a cameo in Mulholland Drive, and I didn't even recognize him in that. And again, he looks completely different. But I knew it was like because of his voice, and it's like this guy's got to be like a country singer of some sort, and of course Billy Ray Cyrus. So this film is ridiculous. You've got right in the opening, you got like a Jaws reference where the shark's fin is like in the sky kind of thing, just like they did in Airplane, the 80s movie. And Tara Reid and Finn are on this plane. April is her name in the movie. April and Finn are on this plane. They're heading to New York, and then of course the plane has an accident and needs to make an emergency landing. And who lands the plane? Finn, of course, because he can do anything. He can chainsaw sharks and land planes, but he's never flown in his life. It's Finn, and it's Sharknado 2. What do you expect from the second one? Yeah, it's a blast just like the first one was. I think I would give my preference to the first between the two, but this one's no less enjoyable than the first one. They're equal in that respect. It's just this is just basically another dose of ridiculousness. The ballpark scene is great. I like when that guy recognizes the older player who he used to be like this huge big ball star, and he struck out like one time or something like really really bad, and then he like lost his career, so he doesn't like to be recognized, and the guy's like treating him like a hero, and he's like, yeah, just don't say my name, don't say my name, kind of thing. So I like that. And then just the whole ridiculousness of the ballpark scene when it comes to like the Sharknado and the sharks like flying in. Of course their CGI is shit, just like the first one. I really liked the news anchor scenes. They used actual news anchor people from the news in New York, and they all play themselves, right? And just the way they do it, I love. The one that made me laugh the most is I love when the guy is calling the tornado shark storms, and the other guy is like Sharknadoes. They're actually Sharknadoes, and then he's trying to ignore him. He's like, the shark storms are just causing massive chaos in this New York City right now. But he's like, okay, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. These Sharknadoes are definitely causing havoc. And he's so set on calling them Sharknadoes while the other guy is trying to be realistic and calling them shark storms. Or I think he calls them shark storms in the movie. But yeah, that's hilarious. So Finn comes back, of course, with a chainsaw, and the third act of the film is more ridiculous than anything in the first film. Absolutely. Even with the CGI and the green screen shit, like you can tell that. Like there's a point where Finn even goes through the shark, like as if the shark is like like a hologram. It's that bad. Um, it's not. Again, production wise, just shit film. Production wise, maybe 30 out of 100, and 30 out of 100 because of the enjoyment value. Like 10 out of 100 production wise, but because it's so fun still, just like the first one was, bump it up to 30 or 31 maybe. And I kind of like the his sister and that plot that took place where his sister has a husband and her kids, and he meets them in New York, and he runs into an ex-lover, the black girl. Sky is her name, and she's pretty too. She's a very pretty girl. And then she's giving him shit for kind of like, being an old flame, her being in love with him, but he turned her down for April, and that kind of builds onto itself. But then she's a badass too, so he kind of starts to remember those feelings for her that he had at one point. And yeah, the cast is fun. The girl who plays his sister's daughter, and I forget the names of them. His sister and then her husband. I think I think her husband is named Martin, but I could be mistaken. But their daughter, shit, now I'm forgetting her name too. I know the actress's name as soon as I see it. Maybe, possibly. I guess not. But the actress who played the daughter of those two was really pretty. The one with the glasses. If you've seen the movie, you know who I'm talking about. Very, very pretty girl. So yeah, there's eye candy all throughout. And, sharks. Because everybody comes here for sharks, and this film is packed with sharks. So you're going to get that. And that's really all I gotta say about it. It's the first film just in New York instead of Los Angeles. And in the third act, another thing when Finn delivers his speech to the New Yorkers, as if he's a New Yorker himself, and he's like, "New Yorkers don't take shit, and we're gonna kill some sharks," or whatever he says. It's a pretty epic speech for a pretty massive B movie. Emphasize on the B. So that's all I got. Great cast. Love seeing Kelly Osbourne in here. Love seeing Kelly Osbourne in anything. And with the third and fourth, I remember liking. I'm rewatching them, but I remember liking 1 to 4 very much. I thought 1 to 4 were a lot of fun and very enjoyable. I remember not liking 5 at all. And I remember just thinking 6 was alright. It was an okay finale. They ended it off in a like heartwarming way. But the film as a whole, it's just meh. But yeah, 1 to 4 I remember liking a lot. So far, I remember loving 1 for what it is. It was great, and I remember loving 2 for what it is, and still, it was great, and I recommend it. So that's my review. That's all I got right now. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like to listen to my reviews, and I will be back for many more reviews. Check out my old ones, and I'm going to be, like I said, reviewing this whole series. So take care. Until later. Cheers.